Welcome to the Explainer. So today, we're going to completely flip the script on how you think about artificial intelligence. Look, for a long time now, we've all kind of treated AI like, I don't know, a glorified search engine or just a basic question and answer machine. But we're about to unlock the absolute true power of this tech, taking it way, way beyond those basic prompts. By the end of this Explainer, you're going to see exactly how to transform these tools from simple little chatbots into your own super powerful, dedicated digital assistants. Let's get into it.
Think about your current relationship with AI for a second. Usually, you ask a quick question and you get a quick answer, right? But what if it could do so much more than that? What if you could ask it to dive deep into a research topic, completely analyze a dense financial document, create custom graphics, plan out a massive project, and actually scour the live web for you? Well, here's the crazy secret. You probably already have access to this massive suite of untapped capabilities, and you might not even realize it.
Okay, let's dive right into this by looking at how we actually talk to these systems. On the left here, we've got the old way. You might just type something like, "Give me 5 business ideas." It's super generic, right? And because of that, you're going to get super generic results. But take a look at the new contextual prompt on the right. I live in Nepal, I have a budget of 100,000 rupees, I want a business I can run part-time, and my target customers are university students. Compare 5 realistic ideas and tell me which one has the lowest starting risk. Boom. By giving it that deep context, ChatGPT completely shifts from a basic answering tool to a highly customized general-purpose assistant. Context literally changes everything.
Section 1. Research and Data Analysis. Processing the Real World.
So, to really wrap our heads around this evolution, we've got to look at how AI actually processes information now. It is no longer trapped inside a bubble of static data. A massive limitation of early AI was that its information got outdated so fast. But now, it can search the live web. Imagine you're planning a quick weekend trip from Kathmandu to Pokhara. Instead of opening like 20 different browser tabs to check bus schedules, flight prices, and user reviews, you just ask the AI. You tell it to find the latest transport options, compare the prices and travel times, and recommend the best choice. It synthesizes all that live, real-world data for you in an instant. And hey, its ability to process the real world doesn't stop at web searches. It totally extends to documents too. Picture this. Someone hands you a super dense, 60-page PDF report. Honestly, reading that manually could take you hours. But now, you can just feed that entire document right into the AI and ask it to pull out exactly what you need. It instantly extracts the key findings, pinpoints the biggest risks buried in the text, and compares the recommendations. It literally turns hours of exhausting reading into a simple, structured, readable format in seconds. It's a total game changer.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is that this capability isn't just for text anymore. It works just as well for raw numbers. Let's say you've got this really messy spreadsheet with 6 months of sales data. You don't need to be a wizard with complicated spreadsheet formulas anymore. You can literally just ask the AI, in plain, everyday English, "Hey, which products generated the most revenue?" And it will instantly crunch the numbers, calculate the totals, and even spit out a breakdown of your top-selling products.
And you can push this exploratory analysis even further. Just keep asking conversational questions like, find the 3 products whose sales are falling the fastest. The AI can immediately spot those hidden trends and visualize them for you, turning incredibly complex statistics into super accessible insights. But, and this is a really absolutely crucial warning here, while AI is amazing for speeding up your analysis, human judgment is still 100% required. A single wrong assumption in the raw data can produce a very confident-looking but entirely wrong financial conclusion. So always verify the numbers yourself.
Section 2. Creative and Conversational Tools. Output and Generation.
Okay, so we've seen how AI analyzes existing data, right? But what happens when we want to actually create new things and put them out into the world? Well, it used to be that if you wanted to create a nice visual asset, let's say a poster for a tech event, you had to either know your way around specialized software like Photoshop, or you had to cough up the money to hire a graphic designer. Not anymore. Now you literally just describe what you want. You tell the AI, create a futuristic tech conference poster inspired by Nepal, featuring Himalayan mountains and a dark background. The whole bottleneck has completely shifted. It's moved away from your technical software skills and relies entirely on your ability to provide good creative direction.
And honestly, the best part is that you don't even have to get it right on the very first try. You can edit visually just by talking to it. You can look at that generated poster and say, make it a bit more minimal. Or, let's change it to a professional corporate style. Or even, resize this design so it fits perfectly as a YouTube thumbnail. It's just a natural, conversational editing process that refines the visual step by step.
And that awesome, natural conversational flow? That applies to learning and practicing too. You don't need a perfectly structured, master-level prompt right out of the gate. You can just tell the AI to pretend to be a hiring manager so you can practice a job interview in English and ask it for real-time feedback after every single answer. Or maybe you ask it to explain quantum computing to a total beginner. Once you grasp the basics, you naturally escalate the conversation. You just say, okay, cool, now explain that exact same idea to me at a university level. You just explore and adapt as you go.
Which brings us to a massive shift in how we produce content. Generative AI makes creating first drafts unbelievably fast. I mean, if you want to start a tech channel, the AI can brainstorm the video concept, write the outline, draft the script, generate thumbnail ideas, and even write out the social media captions to promote it. It totally takes over all that repetitive, heavy lifting production work. And this frees you, the human creator, to focus on the things the AI just can't do, deciding what is actually worth saying, truly understanding your audience, and guiding the overall storytelling.
Section 3. Building powerful AI workflows, the master skill. Let's move to and see how this builds, because we are now arriving at what I genuinely consider the true climax of AI capabilities. Sure, individual features are great, but let's see what happens when they build into an incredible automated process. Imagine you're researching electric vehicles. You can tell the AI to, first, search the web for the latest EV data in Nepal. Second, summarize those findings. Third, analyze the spreadsheet you just uploaded about ownership costs. Fourth, create a chart comparing those costs. And fifth, turn all of those findings into a cohesive presentation script. You are literally chaining these prompts together. It creates this massive compounding power that tackles huge, multi-step projects in just a single conversation.
But to truly leverage this kind of power, you really have to undergo a bit of a paradigm shift in your own mind. We have to stop thinking, what prompt should I write, and start thinking, what task do I want the AI to help me complete? You are no longer just asking a machine a simple question. You are delegating an entire workflow to an assistant.
Section 4. The real limitations. AI is an assistant, not an oracle.
Now, as exciting as all of this is, and it is very exciting, we do need to take a step back and have a bit of a reality check. AI is remarkably powerful, sure, but it is definitely not magic. We have to impartially recognize its severe limitations. AI can and absolutely will misunderstand your instructions sometimes. It can make factual mistakes, which we commonly call hallucinations. It can misinterpret raw data, leading you down the path to entirely wrong conclusions. And perhaps most dangerously, it is incredibly good at producing explanations that sound completely, 100% convincing, even when they are totally incorrect.
So the crucial point is this: AI can absolutely help you work faster, but you remain fully responsible for the final decision. Honestly, the smartest way to use these systems is to treat them kind of like a very fast, but maybe slightly overconfident intern. You delegate the tasks, but you absolutely must review the results, correct the mistakes, and use your own human judgment to decide what actually matters.
Section 5. The future AI skill set. Communicating with systems.
Understanding those limitations naturally leads us to a pretty big question. Where does all of this actually lead? Well, in the past, your ultimate technical advantage was knowing how to navigate really complicated software. You know, memorizing drop-down menus, learning coding languages, mastering these complex interfaces. But today, the new advantage is simply knowing how to communicate with intelligent systems, asking good questions, providing really clear context, and knowing how to direct the AI. That is the new ultimate technical ability.
And this shift is massive because it completely democratizes access to specialized expertise. Think about it. Students who know how to ask good questions can learn complex subjects so much faster. Small business owners can analyze their financial data without needing the budget to hire a full-time analyst. Creators can produce incredibly high-quality content with just a fraction of the resources. And beautifully, this heavily reduces barriers for emerging markets, like Nepal, giving a major operational advantage to small teams who suddenly no longer need every single specialized skill right there in-house.
But remember, with all this democratization comes a real risk of blind dependency. If you don't verify the information it gives you, you lose your edge. The future doesn't just belong to people who simply know how to turn on and use AI. The true future advantage belongs to people who apply critical thinking. It belongs to those who know exactly when to trust the system, when to rigorously question its output, and most importantly, when to completely ignore it and trust their own human instinct instead.
Because at the end of the day, that is the core philosophy we have to hold on to here.
The future of AI isn't simply about building smarter machines or replacing human effort. Not at all. It is entirely about empowerment. It's about what these incredibly capable, smarter tools allow us, the humans, to achieve, to create, and to understand.
We are entering a brand new phase of the AI era, where these tools are becoming easier to use and just vastly more capable. The question is literally no longer, can AI do this? As you step away from this explainer, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to really ask yourself, what could I do if I learned to use AI well? Thank you so much for exploring this with me, and I challenge you to go find out what your new digital assistant can help you build today.